Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day two of Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt Certification Hackathon. And let's revise our content of yesterday. We all know 80-20 principle of Pareto, right? There is another principle of memory. That memory principle is called as 86-14. Everybody just type 86-14 in the chat box. Everybody type 86-40 in the chat box and let me explain you this principle to begin. Everybody type 86-14. Type 86-14. 14, 1 4. 86-14. 1 4 14. Not 4040. 14, 14. Yes. Okay. So what is 86-14? 80-20 we know, right? Which anyways we are going to cover briefly today. What is 86-14? Which is very interesting. This is a rule of memory, which says that whatever we learn, this is very interesting, whatever we learn, whatever we conceptualize, whatever we understand, okay, 86% of the content we forget on the same day. 86% of the content we forget. That means whatever we learned yesterday in our hackathon day one, okay, 86% of it has already been washed out. And if you don't revise the content, remaining 14% ka 86% will be washed out the next day. And it will continue. That's why we tend to forget the things, very, very rapidly. Okay? Yes? Yes, no problem, no problem. Krish, no problem. So you can definitely check the recording. Recording also has been sent in the group. Okay, recording of day one. So you can always check out that, and we can continue this. Okay, and today we are going to continue about remaining major phase as well as the analysis phase, and majorly we will work on Minitab today. Okay, so can we just quickly randomly type the topics which we covered yesterday? Let's open the notes if you have taken yesterday and open your memory and type the random topics. It can be random. Type in the chat box, everybody. Okay, so we discussed SIPOC yesterday. That tea making process का SIPOC बनाया था हम लोगों ने. What else? Project identification, very good, superb, very good. SIPOC, project identification. What else? What else? Type in the chat box. Strategic forces, Kano model, stakeholder analysis, RACI metric, very good, communication plan, Six Sigma vocabulary, basics of statistics, right? Voice of customer, voice of business, and a CTQ, critical to quality, VOD, VOP, types of data. Yeah, first we'll cover the define phase. So define phase done. And after define phase, we come to major phase. Major phase, we collect the data. And how much data do we collect? 1 year data for the project, right? Right? That's what we discussed. Once we collect the data, then we understood some of the basics of the statistics, right? So, there are three types of measures: input, process, and output measure. If you remember that, right? Input, process, and output measure. Then, what else? What else? Input, process, output. इसके बाद में types of data, continuous data, discrete data. Then what is statistics? Statistics is a science which converts data into information, right? There are two types of statistics: descriptive and inferential statistics. Right? Descriptive and inferential statistics. Descriptive is about a sample, inferential is about the population. So descriptive, if you remember, I gave you this example of 5 overs, 50 runs, 2 wickets. That is the score. It is called descriptive statistics. It's a description of what has happened in last 5 overs. And there is a projected score we get, which is 200 run or 210 runs. That is called the inferential statistic, okay? Which is prediction about the behavior of the population, the complete data. So population is a full data and sample is a representative of that data, right? So that's what we all have learned yesterday. After that, in that descriptive statistics, we have seen central tendency and dispersion. Central tendency is about the center of the data. Dispersion is about the spread of the data. So in central tendency, we see the mean, mode, median. right? And in dispersion, we have seen the range, variance, and standard deviation. Clear? That's what we have covered yesterday. So it's a quick recap, and thank you very much for giving this information. Yeah, Krish, actually this this actually is into host and panelist mode. That's why you are not able to see this. Okay. Yes, very good. Chalo. So let me share my whiteboard today, and let's jump to the next topic. So yesterday we got introduced to the basics of statistics, and there was a punchline as well. Punchline of measure phase. Let me see how many of you remember the tagline. You can say a tagline or a punchline of the measure phase. That was a line I mentioned in the first slide of measure phase. Let me see how many of you remembered. Can you just type that line in the chat box? Let's type that line in the chat box. Yes, absolutely right. What you can't measure, you don't improve, right? Yes. So it's very simple. If you want to have that improvement, if you want to have that control, put the measurement system in place, put the data collection mechanism in place, put the analysis mechanism in place. Then only you will understand what is happening. And that is the very reason why basically we are not able to check where the salary is going at the end of the month. Okay. So this is where we don't have the measurement system in place, and that's where wherever there is no measurement system or a weak measurement system as well, then you will definitely fail to improve that process. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. There is a concept called operational excellence. Operational definition. Operational definition. Okay, make a note of this. What is operational definition? Operational definition meaning when we collect the data, there has to be a standardization. Okay. Is my voice not clear? My voice is clear, or it's not clear right now? Because it's a little heavy raining outside, so okay, it's not clear, is it? Let me check. Okay, okay. Now clear, huh? Okay. Lag in the voice. Now clear? Yeah, because there is a little heavy raining outside the office, so there might be the glitch in the. But let's proceed with this. Okay. अभी clear आ रहा है ना? At least you are able to understand, right? Okay, good. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. So, what is operational definition? Before we collect the data, there has to be standardization. Yeah, thank you very much for the confirmation. There has to be a standardization among the data collection mechanism. For example, let me give you a simple example of aviation industry. Imagine there are 3 to 4 companies like, let's say, SpiceJet and Air India and Indigo and let's say Akasa. These are the 4 companies, and we want to collect the data of the on-time takeoff. Okay, that's sort of takeoff time data we want to collect, and we give this task to all the companies. Now understand this. According to SpiceJet, whenever the plane starts to push the what you can say reverse gear and starts pushing backwards, that is their takeoff time. According to them, that's what their takeoff time they register. Then SpiceJet says, no, the moment the plane starts to taxi around towards the runway, that is our takeoff time. Indigo says no, the moment the plane reaches to the runway, that is our takeoff time. And Akasa says no, or Air India says no, the moment the plane takes off from the ground, that is our takeoff time. Now understand this. Everybody's understanding is different. So if we collect the data from all of them, it will be a comparison between apple and orange. So to actually overcome this challenge, we define what do you mean by takeoff. It should be a standard definition. Plus, who will collect the data? So what data will be collected? When data will be collected? Where data should be collected? Who will collect the data? Where it will be stored? Everything is defined clearly, and that definition is called as operational definition. Are you clear? In our project also, before collecting the data, we have to define how to collect the data, where to collect the data, from where, when, what is the frequency, who will collect the data, where it will be stored. Everything should be defined crystal clear, so that there will not be any variation. See, in Six Sigma, basically we are killing the variation. We are reducing the variation. So we want to plug each and every source of variation, and data collection can be one of the big source of variation. And to overcome that, we use operational definition. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. This was just a simple but very, very important tool called operational definition. Clear? So we define what, when, where, how, who, everything is defined in operational definition. Yeah. So there is a simple template, a sample template also given in your curriculum, and you can bring your own template. You can create your own template as well. Now, once operational definition is done, then what we do is we start collecting the data. There is another system which interferes, and that is our measurement system. Now, one source of variation could be data collection. There could be difference in the data collection mechanisms, and there could be another source of variation is the measurement system. What is measurement system? Measurement system meaning during data or during any process, we use lot of equipments for measurement. Okay, equipments like, for example, some of you would be using vernier caliper. Some of you would be using screw gauges, speedometer, thermometer, pressure gauges, weighing scales. All these are measurement equipments. Plug gauges, absolutely. Yes, so all of these are measurement equipments, and in the measurement system, there is an equipment and there is a person who is handling that equipment. So person and the equipment both together becomes a measurement system, and a variation can come from there as well. Okay, if the total variation, let's say, if total variation, consider that is 100%, let's say whatever is variation we are having is 100%. Okay, now how do we measure variation? Range, variance, and standard deviation. These are the measurement. These are the measurement of the variation. Are you understanding? Yes. Range, variance, and standard deviation. So let's say total variation is 100%, out of which if measurement system, let's say MS, is 10% or below, that is, we can say, or it is basically 10 to 30%. It is in the acceptable range. If it is below 10%, that's the best measurement system. Okay. Today it seems like a little fluctuation in my internet, I think. Again, it started lagging. Just a second. Let me do something about it. Okay, so I have just taken help of another source of internet right now, because it is a little fluctuating because of the rains right now. Okay, so let me repeat, because some of you have not heard what I said. Uh, is it at least okay now? Just give me quick yes in the chat box. At least audible. Okay, right? Okay, so let me repeat what I just said. So when we start collecting the data, it basically, there is a variation which can come from measurement system. Okay, measurement system, when I said measurement system, meaning it is equipment as well as person. What equipments do we use? Equipments like vernier calipers, screw gauges, pressure gauges, thermometer, weighing scales. These are all equipments we use. So variation also can come from measurement system as well. And to quantify that variation, okay, we have something called as measurement system analysis. Measurement system analysis, MSA. Can you just type MSA in the chat box? Measurement system analysis. MSA. Everybody just type MSA in the chat box. What is MSA? Measurement system analysis. It is to quantify how much variation is because of measurement system. How much variation is because of measurement system. Now in this, we have got two parts. If you have continuous data, then we go for GRR, which is called as gauge repeatability and reproducibility. I will explain you each and every part of it. If you are having discrete data, and yesterday we all learned about discrete data and continuous data, right? So in case of discrete data, we use a AAA. Okay. So in the green belt level this week, I will just give you some theoretical directives about it. Okay, some theoretical part of it. The practical, the advanced measurement system analysis with how to collect the data, how to analyze the data, how to find out, in the Minitab, etc. We will work it out in the next next week, which is our Black Belt Hackathon. Okay? Yes? Yeah, I will give you the full, both the full forms of it, GRR and AAA. So measurement system analysis के लिए, okay, which is one of the core tool which is used in automotive and lot of manufacturing industries. So in the automotive industry, there is a body called AIAG. AIAG stands for Automotive Industry Action Group. Automotive Industry Action Group. Okay, AIAG, Automotive Industry Action Group. According to them, there are certain guidelines given. And generally these guidelines are for the automotive companies, but lot of organizations which are non-automotive also use this guideline. Okay, which are very stringent guidelines for the, as far as the quality is concerned, right? So according to these guidelines, what they suggest is you take 10 samples when you want to measure the variation of the measurement system, right? You take 10 samples, okay, and you take 3 operators. I would call it as appraisers. Okay, so 10 samples. Example, let's say for example, I want to measure the diameter of this pen. So I will take 10 such pens. That is called 10 samples. Okay, and I will take 3 quality people to check the diameter, and for every pen I will take 3 readings. Okay, let me give you example of this. Let's say this is what I can say, pen number 1. So I will measure it. Let's say Dhiresh, Suresh and Nilesh. Let's say these are the 3 appraisers. Okay, and so Dhiresh has measured it. Then I will give it to Suresh. Suresh will also measure it and write down his readings. And then Ganesh also will measure it and write down his reading. Okay. So these are the 3 readings. Now what I will do after some time, now this is randomly done, the same pane will come to me. I have to measure it once again. Again it will go to Suresh, again it will go to Nilesh or Ganesh, okay, and I will do it 3 times. So everybody will take the reading of the sample 3 times, okay. That means 10 samples into 3 appraisals into 3 readings each makes it 90 total readings. Nilesh. So मैंने rhyming कर दिया, Diresh, Suresh and Nilesh. Okay, so 10 samples, 3 appraisals and 3 readings, okay. Each will be taking 3 readings. So once you collect the 90 what you can say 90 data points, you feed those data points in the Minitab software, and Minitab software will give you some numbers, okay. It will calculate. Now in the black belt level we will go deeper into the calculation, etc., but it will give you in case of gauge R&R, if you have a continuous data, it will give you a GRR value, okay. If GRR value is between, understand this, if it is between, GRR is what? Gauge repeatability and reproducibility. I will explain you what is repeatability and reproducibility as well. So when the GRR value is between 0 to 10%, that's the best measurement system. If it is 10 to 30%, still acceptable. But if it is above 30%, that means above 30% variation, I will write 30% plus, then you reject that. When I say reject, meaning what? You need to recalibrate the gauge, which is the measurement system. You need to give the training to the people again, okay, till the time it becomes less than 30%. So this is about the GRR values. Okay, I'm just very briefly, it's a big science in itself, but in the green belt level, it is very briefly covered. Okay. Now, when it comes to discrete data, which is, yesterday we learned about discrete data, right? Pass, fail, go, no go, etc. Then we use AAA, attribute agreement analysis. Attribute agreement analysis. Okay. So in attribute agreement analysis, we get kappa value, KAPPA, kappa value. Okay, we get what? Kappa value. Clear? Now, kappa value here is also similar to the GRR values. If the kappa value is between 1 to 0.9, that's the best system. If it is between 0.9 to 0.7, acceptable. If it is less than 0.7, then you reject it. Okay, so this way the GRR and the kappa value, the AAA values, will define whether our measurement system is having acceptable range of the variation. If it is above expected range of the variation, then we have to work on the gauge first. That means there is more variation coming from the system. Are you clear? Yes. AAA stands for attribute agreement analysis. Attribute agreement analysis. Okay. In the black belt next week, we are going to go deeper into the concepts. I will give you a practical case in the Minitab software itself, and we'll do the analysis on the Minitab. Okay. So यहाँ पे इतना ही है, ग्रीन बेल्ट में सिर्फ इतना ही है कि what is MSA, measurement system analysis, and then continuous data, gauge R&R, discrete data AAA. What is AIAG, which is the body, which is the global body which governs this entire thing, and then what are the minimum 90 data points, 10 samples, 3 appraisal, 3 readings. Okay, and randomly they generate the data, and then 90 data points. If you feed this, and your GRR value or AAA value or kappa value will come, and accordingly you will define whether the gauge is acceptable or not acceptable. Clear, everybody? And this is called as measurement system analysis. Very briefly covered in the in our green belt level. Clear? Just give me quick yes in the chat box. Super clear? Very good. Now what we will do, Once we start collecting the data, okay, then the next part is the analysis of the data, right? So what I'll do is, everybody, I mentioned yesterday as well, we will do the Minitab exercises today, right? तो चलो Minitab exercise करते हैं. Let's open Minitab. Let me share. So I will share the Minitab files in the chat itself. So let's begin with the Pareto chart right now. Okay. Let's make the Pareto. So imagine we have defined our operational definition. We have checked our measurement system analysis we have done, and it is under control. Now we have started collecting the data. All right. Once we start collecting the data, that's the time we should start analyzing the data as well. And the first is called as, first we'll do a Pareto chart. Once you open the file, let me know the file is open. I've just shared that in the chat. Yeah. Just open and let me know in the chat that I have opened. Yeah, Prithvi, that's a very good question. That what happens if we have the destructive testing used in the measurement system? Okay, that means the sample which we are measuring, let's say tensile strength. Okay, let's say tensile strength, and that tensile strength, the sample is completely breaking apart, so that cannot be measured again, right? So that's the question. So in the measurement system itself, in the GRR itself, there are options available. Okay. So for example, there is called a nested design. Okay, there is something called nested design which we use for this. Okay. So the next week when we will discuss about analysis of this, no, I will explain you what is nested design and all. Okay. So that will be clear. In that case, how you can basically use that. Okay. That's a very good question, by the way. Open kiya, everybody? Just give me confirmation. Not able to download, is it? Very simple. Click on this. By the way, you should have the this one. Okay. A Minitab installed laptop or desktop with you. Minitab installed laptop or desktop with you. Then only it will basically open. Okay. No files visible. हाँ आशीष जी, इसलिए मैंने स्पेसिफिकली मैसेज डाला था कि प्लीज चेक योर मिनीटैब, और उसका प्रोसीजर भी डाला था. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू चेक्ड द मैसेज? आज के इनविटेशन में नीचे मिनीटैब का मैसेज था. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू चेक द मैसेज? और उसमें स्टेप बाय स्टेप गाइडलाइन भी है. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू कैन गो टू दी check the group, and there is a step by step guideline given. You can just download Minitab right now. It will take 5 minutes. Okay. Yes, fantastic. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now okay, जिनका नहीं इंस्टॉल हुआ है ना, it will just take 5 minutes. आशीष जी, नो ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा. 5 मिनट भी बहुत ज्यादा बोल दिया मैंने. 3-4 मिनट में भी हो जाएगा वो. ओके ओके. राघवेंद्र जी, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी द, एक बार है ना, माई रिक्वेस्ट वुड बी यू कैन जस्ट अपग्रेड यूर जूम. ओके, एक बार जूम अपग्रेड करके देख लीजिएगा. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द Pareto chart. Pareto we have already seen in the yellow belt level as well, but in the yellow belt level, because you didn't have the you didn't have the Minitab back then. Okay, let's do it very slowly. So there is a fruit exporter, a peach fruit exporter, and he's getting some customer complaints like bruised fruits are there, undersized, rotten, okay, underripe, wrong variety, wormy fruits. So these are various what you can say, defective pieces they are getting. All right. So how do you make a Pareto out of it? So the first step is go to stat, quality tool, Pareto chart. Just focus over here. Just go to stat, quality tool, Pareto chart. Go to stat quality tool and go to Pareto chart. Stat quality tool, Pareto chart. Done. Once you select that, in the defect category, you need to select the column of the defect, which is a problem. So double click on the problem column, it will get selected. And the frequency category, you need to select the frequency. Frequency means numbers. How many numbers are defective, right? So just double click on pitches lost. And now here there is something called combine remaining defect into one category after this percentage. Now listen to me very carefully. If you have more than 10, 15, 20 defects, then you can exercise this. If you have only 5, 6, 7, 8, anything less than 10, you can just say do not combine. Okay? Yes, I will repeat again. Listen to me very carefully. Go to stat, quality tools, Pareto chart. Stat, quality tools, Pareto chart. Once I click on that, in the defect category, double click. Okay, double click on problem, it will get selected. In the frequency category, double click on pitches loss, it will get selected. Now don't do anything else. Here, that's what I said. If your number of problems, let's say here we have only 6 type of defects, okay, which is very limited. If you have more than 10, 15, 20, you select do not combine. Okay, sorry. So you select this. If you have very limited, you select do not combine. You do not need not to use this category. Okay. So with less number, you say do not combine. With more number, you select this by default setting. Okay. Right now we will say do not combine and click on OK. And here is the category, or here is the Pareto chart. Okay, which says rotten and the bruised together. If I only focus on the rotten and the bruised, okay, they together bring 76%. Now this line is called as cumulative percentage line. Okay, you can see here, if I draw a horizontal line here, okay, here is a cumulative percentage. So this is actually around 53%. How you can get is, you can see here percentage 53.3 here. Okay. Then the bruised is 22.7%. Now you add 53.3 plus 22.7 becomes 76. So the second line here, the cumulative line, if I draw, it is 76% here. Can you see? Then if I add the third one undersize, which is 19.7 individual percent contribution, if I add all these three, becomes 95.7. So you can see here 95.7. Clear? So if I only focus on these two categories, and let's say if I try to eliminate it, I can eliminate 76% of the defective fruits out of the equation. And this is called as Pareto chart. Are you clear? So you can use it to prioritize customer complaints, the quality defects, the downtime reasons, reason-wise downtime. You can do it. Okay, you can percentage absenteeism also you can prioritize like this. Okay, departmental absenteeism, departmental attrition, department-wise attrition. Okay, which department has highest attrition, and then you can. So Pareto chart is nothing but a simple bar chart arranged in the descending order. Very simple. A simple bar chart arranged in the highest to lowest category order. This is called as a simple Pareto chart. Any question in the Pareto chart? Let me know in the chat box. Very simple but very powerful. Please use it as many times as possible. Okay, and how you will master the Minitab? To master the Minitab, there is a secret. To master the Minitab, there is a secret called PPP. What is the secret? You know, to master this, Absolutely. It is called as practice, practice and practice. ओके हाँ एक्सेल में भी कर सकते हैं आशीष जी, पर उसको बहुत टाइम लगता है. मिनी टैब में जस्ट इन कपल ऑफ क्लिक्स यू कैन गेट द ग्राफ. एक्सेल विल टेक ह्यूज टाइम. ओके यस. और एक्सेल में वो क्लियर कट परसेंटेज वो भी नहीं मिलते हैं आपको. So lot of hard work needs to be done in Excel. So no need to go for Excel when we have amazing software with us. Okay. हाँ आपको क्या नहीं समझा है प्लीज पृथ्वी जी, what is not clear please ask me specifically what is not clear. Now what you can do is, if you are not clear about it, you can copy this graph, okay, and put it in the chat GPT and ask GPT to explain this. ओके क्लियर है अभी. वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. અને in frequencies you are not able to select anything. Okay, let me just go back here. So in frequencies just click here. Have you opened this? So have you selected defect mein problem? Have you selected the problem column in the defect? Yes. Okay, now you click in the frequency. You click in the frequency. On the left hand side you will see pitches lost. Okay, just double click on pitches loss, it will get selected. First you click in the frequency. Let's say it is like this. Okay, so you just have selected problem, and then you come to frequency. Click here. On the left hand side you will get one option called frequencies, pitches lost. Click, double click on that, it will get double click karna hai. Clear Swapnali? Just give me confirmation. Yes, very good. Now let me show you, if I would combine this 95%, what will happen. So I just combine this 95%, I just click on OK. You can see here. Okay, let me show both these categories together. You can see on the left hand side the original graph, on the right hand side after combining with 95%, what it has done, the small ones the underripe, wrong, variety and wormy, small ones, they have combined into other category. Are you clear? So if you combine that, it will come as other category. Okay. So if you have more than 10, 20, so you can combine a category called other, which are not significant. You can forget them. Don't think about them. You just focus on the big ones. Clear? Just give me quick yes in the chat box. Everybody's clear? Just give me quick yes. Very good. Now let's download this file and we will use this file for rest of the day today. Okay, this is the common file. I love this file because this is about the chocolate. Okay, chocolate weight wala file hai. Open karo isko quickly. Once you open that, let me know in the chat quickly. Okay. Yes, open this file. Let me also open it. The name of the file is process capability normal. Now we will do lot of things with the only one file called this process capability normal. Once you opened it, let me know in the chat. Once the file is opened, let me know in the chat, okay? Very good, very good. Ashish ji, did you download the Minitab just now? Just give me confirmation, yes. Okay, that's fantastic, amazing. That's what I said. It will just take 5 minutes or even less than that. File is open in Word, Note or Excel because the Minitab is not installed, right? The moment you install the Minitab, it will open in Minitab. Okay, Deepak ji. So, तो install है तो ये file open होना चाहिए. Double click on that, it should open. If it is installed, Can you share the screenshot of the error which you are getting? Let me see. It's the same version you have installed, right, Deepak ji, or you have some other version of Minitab? And you have the personal laptop, I believe. Personal laptop or desktop, and not the company used one. Because company laptop might, okay. So it's our Minitab, right? Minitab software version with your personal laptop. Can you share the screenshot, please? Okay, meanwhile, everybody has opened this. This is a chocolate weight given here. 42 grams and 40 grams, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Till the time Deepak ji is sharing me this, we will do the first one called time series plot. Time series plot. Okay. Okay. एक काम करते हैं, time series plot से पहले let's do one thing. Go to stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. For this data, we will do stat, basic statistics, graphics. Whatever we have learned yesterday, let's find out today. Let's revise this today. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Just click on this and only select chocolate weight. That's it. Don't select sample anywhere. Just select chocolate weight and click on OK. And you will get this. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. And just double click on the sample weight in the variable and just click on OK and you will get this graph. Just confirm, just give me the confirmation you have got this graph. Got it, everybody? Very good, super. Okay, so this is the data. This is the data you have. Go to stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. In the variable, you double click on chocolate weight, that's it, and click on OK. WhatsApp में वो share नहीं होगा because WhatsApp does not support that. Because generally we use WhatsApp on our mobile phones and that does not support. That's the challenge. See, what you can do, I will give you another option, Deepak ji. I'll give you another option, okay? Not to worry, I'll give you another option. You have the login ID password, right? Okay, let me just give one option to Deepak Patil ji because he is not able to open the files. Okay, just a second, just give me a second. So Deepak ji, for you, you log into course number 1. Okay, let's go to course number. Okay, it's not okay. It's okay. यहाँ पे से आप कर सकते हो. Course number 1 में जाइए. Okay, course number 1 में जाइए and scroll down करिए. We are in the major phase right now. Major phase में हैं हम लोग. Okay, and there we are talking about Minitab exercises. Okay, Minitab exercises हम लोग कर रहे हैं. So for example, this is normality test, right? Can you see this normality test Minitab exercise? Open करिए, go to major phase. There will be something called normality test Minitab exercise. Click on start. Click on start. आप यहां से भी वो फाइल डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. Okay, can you see here? So here you can see normality test chocolate weight. ये फाइल यहां से आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. Clear? Yeah, Swapnali ji, for you also you can do the same thing. Log into our LMS, go to course number 1 green belt, come to the major phase. Okay, in the major phase you will find normality test Minitab exercise. All right, and now here this is a file, normality test chocolate weight. Just double click on this, it will get downloaded. That option number 1. There is a Excel format also given. You can see here Excel format here, X for Excel format. Normally it is chocolate. Just click on that. It will be downloaded in Excel. You can copy that data and paste in Minitab, and then you can do it. Clear? Fresh Minitab में भी होगा ना? See, if you download this, it will directly open in the Minitab. If you have a blank Minitab file, okay, see, if you click on the Minitab icon, it will open a blank Minitab file, completely blank, right? If you have installed Minitab, first of all, that's the, okay. If you click on the icon of Minitab, it will open the fresh one, okay, the fresh blank Minitab. Now, if you download this Excel file, and then you can copy the data and paste it in that fresh Minitab file, and you can start processing that. Okay, this file we will be using for multiple users, so you can do this right now. Okay. Clear hai? Yes, Tanish ji, I will discuss about it. Okay, well, first let me complete this, and then we will have the question and answer at the end of the session. Okay. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Super clear? Yes, Deepak ji and Swapnali ji, for you. Okay, super. Now, chalo. So let's go back to the Minitab file. Let's go back to the Minitab file. Once you open the Minitab file, we had already done this, right? We had already done the summary. So in this summary, let's try to understand this. Options in the variables, did type all that. Okay, let's go back to the data first. Let's go back to the data. Have you pasted the data in the first row, chocolate weight grams, and the first row the sample? Clear? Yes, chocolate weight in grams and the sample. Is it there? Yes. Okay, so all the data is in place, right? So chocolate weight ही चाहिए हमको. Then you go to stat, basic statistics, graphical summary. Now here you click on the variable, chocolate weight will come. Has it come? Chocolate weight on the left hand side. The same file you are opening, right? Which having this. Can you share the screenshot with me with this data? If this, now understand this, Swapnali. If the chocolate weight is pasted here, it will not show. There is a gray color का ये column है, यहाँ पे आपको chocolate weight का नाम आना चाहिए. Are you understanding? And that must be the reason it is not showing up. Okay. So आपने जब paste किया data, तो आपको एक नंबर के रो में नहीं करना है, आपको यहां पे करना है. चॉकलेट वेट का नाम ऊपर आना चाहिए टाइटल में, एंड द डेटा शुड बी फ्रॉम देयर. ओके, आप उसको पेस्ट करके देखो, देन द प्रॉब्लम विल गेट रिजॉल्व. गॉट इट? वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, सुपर. नाउ आप करके देखो एंड टाइप डन इन द चैट बॉक्स. इट मस्ट बी डन. आई थिंक वही प्रॉब्लम है, यू हैव पेस्टेड इन द फर्स्ट रो इंस्टेड ऑफ द टाइटल रो. That's why it is not taking up. The software is not taking up the column itself. It is not reading the column. Okay. Anyway, coming back to this. So here you can see the first one is called done. Na? Very good. Super. Thanks for the confirmation. This is called histogram. Everybody knows histogram. Just give me confirmation. Yeah, Deepak Patil ji, are you there with me? आ गया आपका भी, ये डेटा आ गया, ग्राफ भी आ गया. वेरी गुड, सुपर सुपर. यू गाइज आर वेरी फास्ट. So histogram, okay, this one, so histogram we all know that the normal distribution of the data. Now this one is called as box plot. Which one? This one. Okay, this graph is called as box plot. Now what is box plot? Just try to understand this. This end is the lower value or the minimum value, minimum. Okay, This end is the maximum value. Okay, minimum and the maximum value, these are the two ends. You know what is this end? This end is quartile 1. This center is quartile 2, which is median. And this is quartile 3. Do you remember this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3 we discussed yesterday. Clear? So this is graphically depicted on box plot. Alright? And on the right hand side, we have mean. Yesterday we have seen mean. Then the standard deviation, we have seen standard deviation. Variance also we have seen, which is sigma square, right? Skewness and kurtosis we will discuss in the black belt level. N is equal to number of data points also we discussed. So there are 120 data points. 120 chocolate weights are there in the data. Okay. Then here it is minimum, quartile 1, median, quartile 3 and maximum the same in the box plot. Okay. Now there is something called 95% confidence interval. What is this? Try to understand this. Yesterday we spoke about sample and the population, right? So this 120 chocolates is a sample. So the sample mean is this. Okay, let's try to understand this. So the sample mean is 42.106. So what the software is telling, the population, if we see the long-term data of a month data or 6 month or 1 year data, so the long-term data, the mean of the long-term data will be between 41.8 to 44.4. This is the range it is giving with 95% confidence. Same goes with the median. Right now the median of this data is 42.1. What is median? If I arrange the data in ascending or descending order, the central value is called median. So right now it is 42.1. About the sample. What about the population? So they are predicting about the population that the median of the population will lie between 41.5 to 42.3. Now can you see here? This is about the sample and this is about the population. This is about the descriptive statistics and this is about inferential statistics. How many of you got it? Just give me yes in the chat box. We are inferring about the population behavior. Are you getting this? Just give me yes. Are you connecting the dots which we discussed yesterday? Clear hai? Were you there, Akashji, about descriptive and inferential? Descriptive is about the sample. So this part is about the sample. Right? Like our 5 overs, 50 runs, 2 wicket. This is about the sample, about the past, which has already happened. Right? And the projected score is inferential statistics. Similarly, 95% confidence interval is also inferential statistics. We are inferring, we are projecting, we are predicting about the population that with 95% confidence, the mean of the population will be between these two range, these 2 points. The median will be between these two and standard deviation will be between these two. Clear? So this is about the descriptive and inferential statistics. Everybody clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Super clear hai? Now once you do this, you can right click on this graph. You can copy this graph. Okay, very good. You can copy this graph and paste it in any Word document, any PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Or there is something called send graph to Microsoft Word. Okay, let's do this. Right click on the graph, send graph to Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. If you select Word, it will create a Word document and the graph will be pasted in that. Let's do this. Okay, so I've selected, send this graph to the Word document. Immediately the Word document will get created and the graph will be pasted. Let me show you that. Just do this quickly. there will be a Word document created and the graph will get pasted over there. Let me show you that. So here is my Word document which got created here, summary report of chocolate weight, and here is a Word document created. Clear? So you can create that. Okay. Now what you can do is, how you can create a report out of it. Copy this graph, give it to ChatGPT and give me the summary of this. Okay, and then you copy that summary and paste it below this Word document. So how you can read this graph as well, so that you can create a step-by-step entire document about your analysis, and you can share it with your management, with your team members, etc. Cool. The same feature you can use it for the PowerPoint. You know, send this graph to PowerPoint. If you select that option, it will create a PowerPoint presentation. It will get pasted over there. If you want to present it, you can present it directly from there. Clear? Multiple reports open. Yeah, because see, in Minitab, basically we are working on a complete project. In complete project, there are data files, there are graphs, there are statistical data analysis wala folder. Okay, there are reports. So all these things basically is generated in multiple reports. That's why it is called as a complete project. Okay, so I will take some sessions on that, but right now we will focus on our exercise right now. Okay, clear? Chalo, come back to this. This shows sample 1 to sample 12. Sample 1 to sample 12. Huh? So what is sample 1 to sample 12? Let me show you that. If you see the data now, if you see the data, there are total 120 chocolates. Okay, and this sampling style is called as subgroup sample, where we are selecting 10 chocolates at a time. So if you see 10 chocolates in one sample, that means there are 12 samples in this. Okay, that's why it is showing 1 to 12. Okay, so here is 1, then 2, then 3, up to 12. Okay, that's why it is showing like that. Clear? Very good. Let's go to the next one called time series plot. Go to graph and go to time series plot. Okay, how we can get all in one? You remove that column called sample and consider this entire 120 data points as one sample. Okay, so you do not take that sample column into consideration, so it will become one. Okay, so go to graph, time series plot. Everybody just go to graph and time series plot and click on OK. Simple. Click on OK. Just select chocolate weight. That's it. Don't do anything else. And click on OK. Now you should do it faster. Okay. Go to graph, time series plot. By default, whatever it is selected, click on OK. Just select chocolate weight and click on OK, and you will get this graph. Just give me got it in the chat box. So these are the weights of the weights of the chocolates plotted against the time. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. up to 120. Okay. So we can check the trends, patterns into this. All right. Now, can you just observe this? For example, this can be used where the daily production, daily sales, daily rejection, daily calls. Okay, daily calls you are receiving, absenteeism, daily absenteeism you can track over here. Your stock market, Nifty 50 index, these are all time series plots, right? So here you observe time series plot. There are some rules. First of all, just try to understand the patterns. Just try to check what are the reasons of these peaks. What are the reasons of these valleys which are there? All right. Now, if you observe very closely, okay, let me give you a very interesting fact here. If I divide this entire graph into two parts, observe this very closely. Can you see here this process? having a lesser variation, and after this point, maybe after 50th point onwards, the process is kind of giving a big shocks. Have you observed this? Initially the variation was a little less. After 52nd point, the variability has increased drastically. Just give me yes in the chat box. So these kinds of patterns and trends. So you should ask the question, what change we have got? Did we change the supplier? Did we change the the people or machine, or the 6 M's basically, man, machine, method, mother nature? What exactly had changed during that? Are you able to understand this? Yes. So these are small things which you should be able to basically identify. Plus there would be some patterns. Let me show you some patterns. For example, can you see a pattern here, the data going in the downward trend? Can you see similar kind of pattern, the data going in the downward trend from top to bottom? Okay, here also a similar kind of pattern can be seen. Okay, zigzag, 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 zigzag going down. Clear? Yes. Similarly, there could be downwards and upward trend. You need to basically capture and question. So the graphs gives us multiple questions basically. Are you able to understand? Yes. Clear? So this is a time series plot which we can use it for anything which we want to plot against the time on the x-axis. Clear? Just give me quick yes in the chat box. Everybody clear? Just give me a quick yes. Very good, very good. Super, super. Now, let's do one thing. In the same time series plot, let's do something called a control chart. With the same data, go to stat, quality tool, stat control chart, variable chart for individual. Just follow this path, please. Stat control chart, variable chart for individual. Okay, just select individual, double click on chocolate weight and click on OK. I'll just repeat again. Go to stat, control charts, variable charts for individuals. Okay. Click on that. This will come. Just select, double click on chocolate weight and click on OK. Now, on the same graph, you have got 3 lines added. Graph same hai. This is the same time series plot, by the way. On that, there are 3 lines additionally added. The first one is called X bar, which is the mean. The second one is upper control limit. And the third one is lower control limit. Everybody got it? Just give me yes in the chat box. 3 line mil gaya aapko. This is called a control chart, right? So upper control limit, what's the formula? X bar plus 3 times standard deviation, and the formula for lower control limit, X bar minus 3 times standard deviation, plus 3 minus 3 standard deviation. Okay, above me. For example, let's you can also simple calculate this. Okay, so let me give you this exercise. Okay, let's say my X bar is 40, and my sigma is 2. Find out my upper control limit and my lower control limit. So upper control limit, the formula is X bar plus 3 times standard deviation. Lower control limit, the formula is X bar -3 स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन. कैन यू जस्ट गिव मी द आंसर क्विकली? यूसीएल क्या होगा एंड एलसीएल क्या होगा? एक्स बार इज 40, सिग्मा इज 2. एवरीबॉडी गिव मी यूसीएल एंड एलसीएल. आंसर दे दो दोनों के इन द चैट क्विकली. वेरी गुड तुषार जी, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट आंसर. आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर अदर पीपल. जस्ट डायरेक्टली गिव मी द आंसर. What will be my upper control and what will be my lower control? Fantastic. Jatinder ji perfect answer. Amit Kumar ji perfect answer. आशुतोष जी फिर से कैलकुलेट करिएगा. आई थिंक वो टाइपो मिस्टेक है आपका, टाइपो एरर है. 40 है एंड सिग्मा इज 2. 36 नहीं है, 3 सिग्मा है. 3 सिग्मा, 3 टाइम्स स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन. Okay, so what will be the case? X bar is 40 plus 3 times sigma is 2. So 40 plus 6 is equal to 46. So upper control will be 46 and lower control का क्या फॉर्मूला है? X bar minus 3, right? So X bar क्या है यहाँ पे? 40 minus 3 times 2. So 40 minus 6 is equal to 34. So upper will be 46 and lower will be 34. Clear? So this is the formula. Now why we are calculating this? Anything which goes beyond control limit, like for example this data point is on the boundary line of this, okay? Anything which is within control limit, okay? Anything which is within control limit. So I have just considered Shivam, just for calculation sake, upper and lower control calculate के मैंने 2 सिग्मा का वैल्यू दे दिया, just for simple calculation. But this calculation, this value is 1 point something something, right? So it will take more time, इसलिए मैंने simple करके calculation करके दे दिया. Okay? Now, anything within this control limits is called as common cause variation. Example, when you come to office, there will be always 5 to 10 minutes, variation. That is called common variation, common cause variation. But one day, you come late by 1 hour because there was an accident on the road and the entire traffic was jammed and you reach late. And that is called as special cause variation. Okay, so for example, in such case, the data will go outside of the control limit, and any data which goes outside of the control limit becomes the special cause variation. See, special cause variation identification, the cause identification is very easy. Okay, you can easily identify why did you come late 1 hour, because there was an accident, because the cause was special. But if I ask you, why there is a variation of 5 minutes every day, you will not be give me exact one pinpointed answer, because there are small contributors. Okay, your wake up time, your preparation time, your time in the lift, okay, your small traffic variation every day. So these are small common cause variation which is very difficult to basically pinpoint only one cause out of it. Special cause is very easy to identify, common cause is very difficult to identify. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. And this chart is called as a control chart. Okay, the father of control chart is Walter Shewhart. Walter Shewhart. According to Walter Shewhart, who is father of statistical process control and control charts, according to him, any process which flows within +3 and -3 standard deviation, which is nothing but upper and lower control limit, that process is called as a stable process. Stable process. Once the process is stable within the control limits, it is called as stable. Stable meaning easily predictable. Easily predictable. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. So in this case, only one data point is on the boundary line. Rest of the process is fairly stable. ओके मनोज जी, मैंने फाइल फिर से शेयर किया है, आप उसको डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, ठीक है. ओके, नाउ in when we check this, when we do this analysis of the data, okay, the most important part in the major phase is called as the process capability analysis. Okay, what is that? Process capability analysis. Process capability analysis. Okay, now this process capability analysis, before we do this, 3 steps basically, two steps we have to follow, and then the process capability analysis is done. Okay, what are those steps? First is stability, then comes normality, and then comes capability. Okay, so first we do stability, that's what we have done, stability check. Then comes normality. We'll check whether the data is normal or not. What is normal? Normal meaning, this is the normal distribution. There are distributions like this. They are not normal, they are not symmetrical, they are skewed distribution. So that is checked by the normality. Okay, so stability is checked by control charts. Normality is checked by normality test, which we'll do right now. And then it is called as capability. So how do you remember this? Type SNC in the chat box. Everybody just type SNC. So S for stability, N for normality, and then you have to check the capability. Okay, S, N and C. Now stability we have done. Let's find out the normality of the data. How do we do that? Go to graph. No, go to stat, basic statistics, normality test. Stat, basic statistics, normality test. Stat, basic statistics, normality test. Okay, so once you select this, just select chocolate weight in the variable and click on OK. I repeat again, go to stat, basic statistics, normality test. Okay, once you select this, just select chocolate weight in the variable and click on OK. You will get this. Got it, everybody? Now here there are a lot of data and values. The most important value is this. Okay, see, on the x-axis the chocolate weight is there. Okay, on the y-axis the percentiles is there. Percentile, we discussed it yesterday. Percentile. Okay, let's forget about it. This is mean, which we have already seen. Standard deviation sigma. N is equal to number of data points. Then there is something called AD. AD stands for Anderson-Darling statistic. Anderson-Darling statistics. What is Anderson-Darling? These are the two statisticians' name, Theodore Anderson and Donald Darling. Okay, and there is a formula to calculate it. We will not go into the detail. What the most important is this p-value. If this p-value is greater than 0.05, then the data is normal. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, the data is normal. If it is less than 0.05, then the data is non-normal or skewed. Like this. Okay, एक साइड में झुका हुआ डेटा. Are you clear? So right now the p-value is 0.256, which is confirm that it is a normal distribution data. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. So stability we have done the normality, and now we will do the process capability. But for the process capability, we need what? We need the specification limit. We need specification limit. Okay, upper specification and lower specification limit. What to do if the data is not normal? Very good. That we will discuss in the black belt level. That's a very good question. Data non-normal hai, to how do we handle this? So there is a special topic of transformation in the black belt level we will discuss. Okay. Now coming back to specification. Yesterday we discussed in the vocabulary column. You remember specification limit, upper specification, lower specification, right? So in this case, the customer wants the chocolate between, understand this, the lower specification in this case, LSL is 36 grams and USL is 48 grams. Okay. LSL lower specification is 36 and upper is 48. So customer will accept the data within these two range. Okay. Clear? So let's put this. How to calculate process capability? Go to stat, quality tool, capability analysis normal. Stat, quality tool, capability analysis normal. Select this. Everybody with me? Stat, quality tool, capability analysis normal. Again, to master this, see, we have given you screenshots of this, okay, in your curriculum. You don't have to remember this. ये 2-3 बार करेंगे तो आराम से याद रह जाता है. That's what PPP. Remember this. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. Stat, quality tools, capability analysis normal. Then in the single column, select chocolate weight. In the subgroup size, as of now, just select one. I will explain you what is subgroup size, etc. Okay, maybe tomorrow I will explain what is subgroup and we will discuss about control charts. Okay. Subgroup size को 1 select करो. Lower specification, as I said, 36. Upper specification 48. Just don't click on OK yet. There is a small change you have to do. Go to options. In the option column, there is something called benchmark Z. This you have to select, which will directly give us the sigma level of the process. If you select this, click on OK and click on OK. I repeat this entire process once again, just listen to me very carefully. Go to stat, quality tools, capability analysis normal. Single column I select chocolate weight, subgroup size I select 1, lower specification 36, upper specification 48. I go to option, I select benchmark Z, I click on OK, I click on OK. And I get this. Clear everybody? Everybody got this? Just give me confirmation, yes. Very good. Now the only data, there are a lot of data points here. We will discuss, see, I have created special sessions on discussing each and every data value. Okay. In this masterclass archive, there is a complete 1 hour session I had conducted. Okay. Right now we are interested in this value. Z bench value 3.93. When my Z bench is 3.93, that means my process is 3.93 sigma process. When my Z bench becomes 5, my process becomes 5 sigma process. When my Z bench becomes 6, my process becomes 6 sigma process. And this is my current process capability. Now my objective is to improve the process and take this from 3.9 to 4.5 or 5 sigma. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. And this is called as process capability analysis. Got it? The moment you complete process capability analysis, then we'll go to the analysis phase to deep down the causes and the root causes of it. Okay, what we'll do, we'll just take a quick break of 3-4 minutes. Okay, right now it is 8:55. We'll come back at 9 o'clock. Okay, we'll just take a quick break of 5 minutes and we'll come at 9 o'clock. All right. Yeah, it is ZLSL and ZUSL. So see what happens is sometimes there's a shift in the mean. Okay, so what happens is your process capability on one side becomes a little lesser and process capability on one side becomes a little better. Okay, so but in this case it is around 4 sigma in all these cases. So we can consider Z bench value as the value for this. Okay, super clear. Chaliye, so we'll take a quick break of 5 minutes and we'll come back at 9 o'clock sharp. We might go for 5 to 10 minutes extra. Okay, 9:40 tak ho jayega aaj ka, but we'll cover hypothesis and a quick regression as well today, which I want to cover today. Okay, chalo, let's take a quick break and I will be back at Okay, if you're back on your seat, just type "I'm back" so that we can start the session once again. Superb. Everybody, just give me confirmation that you're back on your seat so that we are ready to begin our next part. Chalo, very good, super. So let me just share my whiteboard once again, and let me give you, in the analysis phase, what do we basically cover? Okay, in the analysis phase, the first tool which we use, now we are talking about the analyze phase, right? In the analyze phase, the first very important tool we cover is the fishbone, right? The fishbone. Fishbone is, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है मेरा? फिर से फ्लक्चुएशन है? या it is clear now? तुषार जी, is it clear now? Okay, chalo, very good. So, the first option is fishbone, correct? Fishbone, which we all know, the 6 M's, even in yellow belt also we cover. The main objective of fishbone is to identify primary causes. Okay. The second step after fishbone is called as root cause analysis, RCA, root cause analysis, and the objective of RCA is to find out root causes. Okay, and everybody is aware of fishbone as well as YY analysis, which is root cause analysis. Okay, now once we identify the root causes, then comes the next part, which is called as validation. And for the validation, we have tools like hypothesis testing, regression, design of experimentation, DOE. Okay, so the basic hypothesis and basic regression is covered in the green belt level. Advanced hypothesis, advanced regression, and design of experimentation is covered in the black belt level. Clear? So right now what we will do, we will discuss about hypothesis testing, then we will discuss about regression, and then we will close our session. Okay, we will do the Minitab exercises as well about it. All right, so let me talk about hypothesis testing. Anybody already aware about hypothesis testing? Just give me yes, or you have heard about it before somewhere. Hypothesis testing, yes. Where have you heard about it? कहाँ पे? अपने कोर्स में मत बोलो, उससे पहले. Have you practiced this hypothesis testing? कोर्स में सुना है. अच्छा, कोर्स में नहीं, इससे पहले किधर सुना है? आपके कंपनी में आर यू फॉलोइंग दिस टेक्निक्स, प्रैक्टिसेस? ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज ओके इन योर पीजी, ओके, इन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कोर्स इन द डेटा साइंस. वेरी गुड, super. Let's try to understand the practical application as well today. So hypothesis is nothing but your assumption. Basically it's your statement of assumption. Remember yesterday I gave you example of Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, right? It is called our hypothesis. If Sachin makes the century, India loses the game. This is a hypothesis, which is our assumption. Okay, but when we tested our assumption, we found that out of 49 centuries, only 12 centuries India lost the match. So without validation, our assumption becomes a false assumption. Okay, so when we actually assume certain things, there are two types of hypotheses. One is called as null hypothesis, which is denoted by HO, which is called as statement of equality. equality, and the other one is called as alternate hypothesis, which is called as statement of difference. So one will say both are equal, other will say no, both are different. Example, one will say Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar both are equal, other will say no, both are different. The average will, let's take average, or let's say strike rate. Strike rate of Sachin Tendulkar and strike rate of Virat Kohli are equal. That's what the null hypothesis. Alternate will say no, strike rate of Virat Kohli and strike rate of Sachin Tendulkar are different. So both will be exactly opposite statements. And we want to prove which statement is the factual statement. And this is called as hypothesis testing. Now let me take you again back to the sample and the population. The descriptive and inferential. Now understand this. Let's say if somebody says average of Virat Kohli and average of Sachin Tendulkar are same. That's the null hypothesis. So what I will do, I will collect the data of Sachin Tendulkar. So X bar of Sachin Tendulkar, X bar ST, which is Sachin Tendulkar average, and the average is, let's say, 52. Understand this? And then I will collect the data of Virat Kohli's average, and I will collect some samples. Okay, I will collect some. I will not take the entire data. I will not take the population. I will not collect 400, 500 matches average. I will collect this 30 data points randomly. I will take 30 data points from Virat Kohli randomly, and the average of Virat Kohli, let's say 51. Now, this is the difference. There is a mathematical difference of 1. This is descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistic. Descriptive. Okay. The mathematical difference of 1 is descriptive. What is inferential? If I take these samples of 30 data points, what will happen? What will I predict? Imagine Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli both are playing right now for a very long run. Now, of course, Sachin is retired. Virat is also in the verge of retirement. So, both we can collect the population directly. But let's imagine both are the young players. Okay. And imagine, let's take another example of, instead of this, we can take example of Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. Okay, Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul. The average of Rishabh Pant and average of KL Rahul. So, it is right now showing that there is a difference of 1. This is a descriptive statistic. What is inferential statistic? Inferential statistics will say whether this difference is it statistically significant. Will this difference prevail in the long run, or this small difference is completely negligible for the long run? And this is called as inferential statistics. We are predicting the behavior of this difference for the long run, and that is called as the hypothesis testing. I'll give you a simple example. With a practical case, we will do this example, and then I will explain the theory behind this as well. Okay, so there is something called, in the first graph which we made, you must have seen 95% confident interval, right? How many of you remember? How many of you remember that? Yes, everybody remember? Now, so when we take the sample, what we say, with 95% confidence, we are predicting the behavior of the population. Why? Because we cannot be 100% sure, because we are not checking the entire population lot. We are taking samples of it, right? So there is a 5% error probability in my judgment. And that 5% is basically tested against something called p-value. Yes, 95% is not mean value. 95% of, now this is of different, so it can be, so this is 95% is the confidence value. So when we take the sample, 95% is called as the value of confidence. Okay, and on the other side what remains is 5%. That 5% is called as error value or significance value. Significance value. Okay, so we put the data in the software and software will check something called as p-value, which is called as probability value. If the p-value is less than 5%, then we reject null hypothesis. If the p-value is greater than 5%, we accept null hypothesis. Now, this seems very confusing, but actually it is not. You can easily remember this with this rhyme called P low null go. Everybody just type this rhyme in the chat. P low null go. Very simple. When the p-value is lower than 0.05, which is 5%, 5% meaning 0.05. The moment p-value is lower than 0.05, null go meaning reject null hypothesis. When p-value is higher than 0.05, we accept null hypothesis. That's it. So just remember this rhyme, P low null go, and that's it. You can absolutely remember this. Now let's do one interesting thing. We will do one exercise here. Okay, I'm just sharing one file with you. We will do one exercise so that you can easily understand this concept of hypothesis testing. It's very simple. People have made it very complicated. Okay, we will do it with Minitab, and then I will show a very simple graphical explanation of it. Okay, open this file. Open this file. Once you opened it, let me know. File open. See, in your curriculum, it is discussed in great details. Okay? Right? So you can absolutely check out the curriculum. File open, right? So it is called standard process and pilot process. यही file है ना आपका? Is it the same file? Just quickly give me the confirmation. Yes, file is open. So meanwhile, as you are opening the file, let me explain you this data. Okay, there is, you can consider standard and pilot or old or new process. Okay, old or new process ऐसा समझ लो. So एक है standard process और एक है pilot process. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to compare the averages of these two. So the null hypothesis will say, x bar standard is equal to x bar pilot, and alternate hypothesis will say x bar standard is not equal to x bar pilot. Okay, now let's do this hypothesis testing. So we have to check whether there is any difference in the mean, okay, average of standard process and the pilot process. How do we do that? Go to stat, basic statistics. There is an option called 2 sample t. 2 sample t. Whenever you want to check the averages of 2 samples, we use this technique called 2 sample t test. Okay. stat basic statistics 2 sample t-test. This will open. Everybody with me till now? Now in the drop down menu, it is saying that both samples are in one column, but right now both samples are in different column, right? So we have to select the second one. So each sample in its own column. This option we need to select because we have standard process and pilot process in different columns, right? If we would have standard process and the pilot process data in same column, we would have selected this one option, okay? So let's select the second option. In the sample 1, select standard process. In sample 2, select pilot process and say OK. Now you can check the p-value, which is 0.485. So remember, P low, null go. Right? So P is lower than 0.05, reject null. So can we reject null hypothesis now? Can we reject null hypothesis in this case? Everybody? Should we reject null hypothesis? No, because the p-value is greater than 0.05. We cannot reject null hypothesis. We have to accept null hypothesis, which says standard process and the pilot process averages are same. So here you can see. Now focus here, guys. This 1 minute will explain entire thing with you. Here, focus here. Now the mean of the standard process is 14.65, okay, and the pilot process is 14.34. So let me draw these two distributions here. This is distribution number 1. Let's say this is pilot process. Pilot, the x bar is 14.34, okay, and there is a second process here. This is the standard process. X bar is 14.65. So I have just plotted the histograms. Now there is an overlapping region of these two histograms, and this overlapping region is 48.5%, which is nothing but 0.485, which is nothing but p-value. How many of you got it? Just type yes in the chat box. How many of you got it? The overlapping region is nothing but the p-value. So more is the overlap. Understand this, very simple. More is the overlap. There is not much difference between the two means. That's why the software says there is no statistical difference. Imagine, now I will draw the second option. Let's say pilot is 14.3. This is 14.3. And there's the standard is, let's say, 15.3 here. And imagine the overlap is 3%. In that case, my p-value will be 0.03, and I will say p low null go. That means there is statistical significant difference. The difference is very high. Can you see here? See, there are two distributions, distribution 1, distribution 2. When they are very close, the overlapping area is very high, p-value is very high. When they are distant, the overlapping area is very low, the p-value is very low. We can reject the null hypothesis, which says both are similar, both are very close to each other. Got it? With this simple depiction, just give me yes in the chat box. We want to see whether there any statistical significant difference. Example, let's take the example. Let's take a practical case here. Okay. there is a company, the project team. The project team says, we have done a Six Sigma project and we have reduced the processing time. That's their claim. They are saying, we have done the process, we have done the Six Sigma project and we have reduced the processing time. So we will do fantastic. Let's collect the old data and let's collect the new data. We'll put that in the 2 sample t-test. Now there should be difference. The difference should be very high, right? Okay. If the p-value is very high in that case, that means there is no difference, na? The improvement has not yet come. Statistically, both the averages are very close. That means the improvement is not happened yet. Are you understanding this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yes, when the p-value is 3%, we reject the null hypothesis. Clear, everybody? Okay. Second example. There are 2 vendors. The 2 vendors delivery time. Okay, I want to check I want to check whether there is a significant difference between the delivery time. I will collect the data of vendor 1. I will collect the data of vendor 2. I will put them in the Minitab software, and software will tell me whether there is any statistical significant difference. If the overlapping area is very high, significant difference is not there. So p-value is very high. If the difference is there, the p-value will be very low. If it is less than 5%, we can declare that there is a difference between the performance of the vendors. So we just check what is the p-value and from that we infer. Are you clear? We just check the p-value. If p-value is low, null go, reject null hypothesis. If p-value is high, accept null hypothesis. We cannot reject null hypothesis. Correct? Yes? If p low, null go. P-value is lower than 0.05, reject null. If p-value is greater than 0.05, accept null. That's it. And this is what the hypothesis is all about. Very simple. P low, null go. Collect the data, feed the data in the software, check the p-value, and define whether whatever you want to prove is right or not wrong. This is when you are comparing 2 averages. Okay, this is a very basic level. There are advanced levels in hypothesis which we will learn in the black belt level. Are you clear? If in this case, when we accept null hypothesis, both averages are exactly similar. So the claim of the project team that we have reduced the processing time is a false claim, isn't it? If the average is very close with each other, the claim is a false claim, no? Are you understanding? So the project team is claiming that we have reduced our cycle time, right? So it should show the difference, right? Let's say earlier cycle time was 15 minutes. Now yours will be 12 minutes or 11 or 10 minutes, correct? If yours is 14.9, that is not statistically significant. So your improvement also can be tested with the hypothesis testing like this. All right? Very good. So this is called as hypothesis testing. By the way, are you guys enjoying this discussion? Are you learning something new? Just give me yes or no. Whatever efforts we are putting in, extra effort in this black belt and green belt hackathon, is it worthwhile? See, by the way, this hackathon recording is already there. Still, I'm doing it live here. Are you clear? Because I believe that the live coaching is more effective, right? Recording be effective, like live becomes more effective because it's focused energy, right? Everybody is focused on one, and you are getting your answers immediately, about your doubts getting clear immediately. Same can be done offline with the AI mentor, with the mentor's number, but this experience is a little extra. Okay, it's a delighted experience. So make sure you come to this live session and get the maximum benefit. Same with the morning, sorry, Monday and the Saturday sessions as well. Okay. Yes. Very good. So the revision of this is completely required. Okay. Not only hypothesis, everything needs to be revised again. Are you clear? Super, super, super. I think there was one question. So should we do this test after improvement is made? Very good. Absolutely yes, Manojji. After improvement, you can do it. To compare two vendors, you can do it. To compare two processes, you can do it. Okay. Before, after improvement, you can do it. Absolutely right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Chalo. So now it is 9:29. Okay. What I will do right now, what we will do, we will stop the session right now, and actually I was planning to take regression as well today, but that will be too much right now. We will connect regression tomorrow. Okay. Yes. Clear hai? Yes, Mahesh ji, if you go through this hackathons, okay, your basic concepts are clear. See, provided your yellow belt level, you are clear about project charter, you are clear about SIPOC, you are clear about Scamper, all those basic stuff you are clear. Then you go to the hackathon also is good enough to, and you take the notes, okay? That's a good enough for you to basically go for the examination, all right? Yeah. In hypothesis, what exactly specifically, Deepak ji, you want me to teach? Hypothesis is a statement of assumption. Let me just take you to my whiteboard. Okay. Yeah. Hypothesis is statement of assumption. There is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Two hypotheses are there. So null hypothesis states statement of equality. It will say that the old process and the new process are same. Their averages are same. The alternate will say no, there is a difference. Both are opposite statements. Then what we will do, we'll collect the data. We'll collect 30 data points here, 30 data points there, and we'll put the data in the Minitab. Minitab software will give us the p-value. Okay. If that p-value stands for probability value. P stands for probability. Okay. This value calculation, how do we calculate the p-value manually? How many of you would like to calculate p-value manually? Just type me in the chat box. You want to calculate p-value manually? In the black belt, we will do this exercise, okay? We will calculate the p-value manually so that you will understand what happens at the back end as well. As a Lean Six Sigma practitioner, you should basically understand it at least once. You need not to remember the formula and all, but at least understand what happens at the back end or in the software, okay? Algorithm mein kya hota hai? Human intelligence, exactly. In the era of AI intelligence, this is human intelligence also we are developing, right? Now, coming back to this point. So we feed the data, the software will give us the p-value. If p-value is less than 5%, which is 0.05, p low null go. Remember the rhyming p low null go. That means the null hypothesis has to go. Null hypothesis has to be rejected. Okay. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, then we accept null hypothesis. So just to show my palms, this is one distribution, other distribution, new process, old process. If the overlapping is very high, the difference is not really much. So overlapping percentage is the p-value. Correct? Overlapping percentage is the p-value. That means more the overlap, lesser is the difference. Correct? So you can compare that. If there is a overlap is very less than 5%, that means there is a statistically significant difference between the average of both the distributions or both the data sets. Okay. So that's how we basically do the hypothesis testing very easily. Okay. So in the black belt level, I will cover this manually as well, how to can calculate the p-value manual. That will clarify it is more. Okay. In the black belt level, we have got very advanced level as well, right? Like ANOVA we will have, like chi-square test, like F ratio test. There are so many advanced level tools are available. Okay, validating the claim whether it is correct or not. Absolutely right, Raju. Absolutely right. Your definition is absolutely right for this. Okay, right. So this is what it is now. The 45 days members. Okay, just check your admission date. As you are coming close to the 45 days, make sure you are completing your green and black belt certification before that. Okay, you must be interacting with our advisor Vaishali madam. Okay, if not, then you will be getting her call, okay, very shortly. Are you understanding? Yes. and then you can discuss with her, and then you refer your couple of people. As I've opened this forum for everybody, you can actually bring your referrals as well into these sessions, okay? And you can basically engage them more. Now there are few people who have commented that a lot of people don't have this Sunday session wala thing, okay? You want to refer somebody to send them to Sunday session, but they are not available on Sunday, okay? So in that case, we can give them the recording of the yellow belt, okay? Yellow belt का उनको recording दे सकते हैं हम लोग, and then once they understand this, they can get this. So first option, I will give you three options. One is the live session on Sunday. Second option is the recording of the Sunday session. The third option you can give is we have a condensed session of the 45-day challenge as well. That duration is 80 minutes. Okay. If you show them that recording as well, this is also good enough for them to understand what is Lean Six Sigma, what are the advantages of certification, and what benefit they will get, and what is 45-day challenge. Okay. So after understanding also, they can take the decision. It's a 80-minute video. So you can play these three options. So don't rely only on the Sunday session. You can bring them on these sessions. You can bring them on Monday sessions, Saturday sessions. Okay. So so lot of options we are opening for you to help you to bring them on board. Okay. Yes. Okay. So if you are not able to complete within 45 days, okay, you need to send a message. We can give you, see, understand this. Why we don't want to stretch it endlessly. I want a very specific focus 45 days. That's what the challenge you accepted. Are you understanding? So now no going back. You need to make sure. Now we are giving our 200% efforts. Now we are giving the live hackathons as well. Next week it will be black belt hackathon. Okay. So we are giving all the effort. There are advisors, there are AI mentors, there is mentor, there are other team members to support. So this is the time you should focus and complete your task. Okay. And I want everybody to be promoted to the green, to the master black belt and a lifetime membership. Okay. Just help two people to get into this, and you become the lifetime member. Then you can take your own time. Okay. Then you can take your own time. Lot of smart people, what they do, the moment they take in, they immediately enroll two of their members, and now there is no what you can say, pressure of the 45 days. Okay. Yes. So make sure that you give your best to complete within 45 days, so that faster you do, faster certified you can get benefits out of it, right? That's the main objective. And again, I personally would love, now tell me honestly, okay, how many of you would like to go to the master black belt level and become lifetime member of this amazing, beautiful community, okay, with zero cost, extra zero cost? Yes, everybody, correct? Who would not want to lose this, right? So just follow the step-by-step guidelines. Don't skip anything. Okay, when the advisors are asking you, when we are giving, see, we have prepared a fantastic roadmap for you with a completely risk resistance, with completely, what you can say, we have given the automation for you. Automated links are there, right? So you can just click on the link, and share your link with any of your buddies, and you can easily track who among them have joined our 45-day challenge. The two will join automatically. You will be transferred to the master black belt as well as the lifetime membership. It's all automation done at the back end. You just have to follow the step by step. आपको क्या करना है? सिर्फ share the links with your friends and family members. Just invite them for the free session. If we will give them the recording. If they're not even able to spend for 4 hours, we can give them the 80 minutes wala session as well. Small 80-minute session is also available. That also is good enough for them to give the clarity. Okay, but to attend that session. Before that, we cannot take the admission. They should understand what they need to accomplish and what they're getting out of it. Okay, clear? Yes. So I wish you all the very best. Any support you need in this entire journey, I want all of you to go in the master black belt and all of you to go in the lifetime membership as well as succeed. Okay, so just एक बार आपको ये करना है, हेल्प करना है दो लोगों की, and everything is set for you. Okay, chalo, so we'll connect again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. till the time, keep learning, keep growing, keep advisor, go to the roadmap since Krish, what has happened is you have just joined before April, right? So you joined, I think, in the March or so. So these advisors are connecting with the people from who have taken the admission after April. So April, May, and June. These are the people, getting connected. You guys already have 1 year ka wala access, right? 1 year ka access hai aapke paas. Still, after these guys are done people as well. Okay, yes, good. Yes, Sunday is a fantastic. Sunday is the priority number one. Always remember, Sunday is priority number one. But if they are not available, it should not hinder your objective. Okay, to go to the master black belt. So then give them the recording. If that is also not available, then give them the 80-minute wala video. Okay, all them are available in the mentors. Just send a message and mentor will guide you in that. Mentor number पे आप message कर लो, ठीक है? Yes. So thank you very much for joining. Keep learning, keep growing. This is Dinesh Patil signing off. We'll connect again at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow to learn regression and then control charts and other improve phase, etc. Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.